now turn to my next speaker, which would be Madame Eli Aamot, who is the Executive Vice President of SINTEF, based in Norway. SINTEF is one of Europe's largest independent research organizations, and we are proud to be not only associated with it, but also to have her address and take part in this panel discussion today. I give the floor to Madame Aamot. You have the floor, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you for the kind introduction. Good evening to all of you. I think I have some slides to show you today, so I will share my screen. Give me a second. This one. Share. Hopefully you see my title of my talk today. It's a great pleasure for me to be invited to this influential summit, which shows out India's ambition and leadership's role in mitigating the climate change. And also thank the organizer of the climate summit, acknowledging the importance of the Norway-India cooperation in this huge energy transition we are facing. I call my talk this reflection on success factors, because we all agree to this ambition and we all understand the kind of urgency facing us, not at least from the sixth assessment report launched by IPCC in August. So we see that there is a very urgency present. And in a sustainable energy system for the future, I think hydrogen will be an essential part. And wrong way, let me do it like that. And I think there are a series of success factors I would like to draw your attention to, and I had to give a warning. This might be European biased perspective, but I think there are some common ground and takeaways for this journey for India to take. And hopefully you see that alluding to what I think is essential, that building a center of excellence is a very good idea. So let's just take it off from here. Ambitious strategies and specific targets are required to guide us challenge we see ahead of us, this energy transition. And I think it's appreciated that India has established a national hydrogen mission, and that the Indian Hydrogen Alliance has set clear goals to develop the strategic framework, targets, and not least secure funding, because this is also an essential part. And last but not least, we are very happy, and it's been our pleasure at SINTEF to contribute to this knowledge book that's being launched during this event. In Europe, there are several member states have very ambitious targets and followed up with budget allocation. EU in the 10 billion euro range, so it will take a lot of money to do this journey, but I think it's also an opportunity to earn some money. One of the key targets for the European Union is a dramatic increase in the installed capacity for water electrolysis. So yes, Norwegian companies, I think Mr. Carter would have mentioned, we have this hydrogen strategy from last year, and this year there was a hydrogen roadmap with targets, which is quite essential for the journey we have to take. Recently, the authorities launched that they will fund a research center for environmental friendly energy, focusing on hydrogen and ammonia. Very good. Another success factor is the partnership and the investment part. What we have seen over the last approximately 13-15 years, We have developed a very strong European public-private partnership on fuel cells and hydrogen. And this body, Hydrogen Europe, has together with the European Commission consolidated the European hydrogen community. And I think this is also important. This is not a competitive act, it's a collaborational act to transfer these energies. And Hydrogen Europe is now counting more than 300 members from industry and research. So yes, it's important. And SINTEF was one of the founding members of the hydrogen research in Europe back in 2008. And we have been participating in shaping the strategic agenda through inclusive and transparent strategic processes. And in this public-private partnership, industry is co-financing the effort by investing as much as the Commission. This is a 50-50% sharing. I think this is important because you get the sharing, of course, of the cost, but also the commitment of the industry. Because when you pay, you are committed. Very important. And what has been achieved? For SINTEF, we have coordinated 5 consecutive projects in hydrogen production through PEM electrolysis. And the project started from material development, via stack and system analysis to demonstration activities. And although applied research and development is SINTEF's core business, we also work together with technology. We work actively with technology deployment. And I think one milestone was reached this year by the 10 megawatt PEM electrolyzer in operation at the Rhineland refinery in Germany. It's a Shell refinery in Germany, 10 megawatt. I think it's a world record for electrolyzer capacity installed. But we also got funding, and we are in the contract phase of a follow-up project, increasing this 10 megawatt to 100 megawatt. So this is quite important. This is achievement from this public-private partnership. And but I'm also proud to say that based on our long-term competence building, SINTEF was able to establish a new private company based on technology developed at the SINTEF called HiStar. Small yet, but hopefully grow big in the years to come. Just to mention, the fuel cells and hydrogen joint undertaking, which I've alluded to, we have been partner in 30 other projects, and that's a lot of projects. But during this partnership, the project has been a total funding of 300 million euros. And it's about technology development, but it also gives us a continuous development of competence. And I think that's important. And the strong partnership which is required within this PPP is with industry, but also with the universities. So we have been working together in sort of co-creation way of working. When I say co-creation, it leads to the next success factor, and that's about the technology and energy suppliers. We can develop as much technical knowledge as we want, but it's when it comes to action we really see the effect, and that's what we want. So Europe is a global technology leader in some markets, and this drives some leading European and also some Norwegian companies which are pursuing shares in the future market we see. I said earlier, it will take us some money. It will cost a lot to develop a new energy system, but there are opportunities as well. And these companies are pursuing this market share for a new world where hydrogen is a very important part in the system. And given Norway's unique and vast energy resources, water, we can export both blue and green hydrogen, but we also think we can export hydrogen technologies and system solution, and that's quite similar to what India sees. vast energy resources which can be turned into hydrogen. And I know you have some natural gas as well, which might be turned blue if we could put some CCS onto it. But we can do this. We can too have this public-private partnership. We can have the investment, but turning into hydrogen will need a new framework. This will be a key success factor as well. And acknowledging that other speakers in this session is more prominent in this area than me, I will skip this and say later on you will hear about this, but this is a key. This framework has to be developed accordingly together with this transition. And one of the projects we are doing is called Shift, and maybe you can see on the bottom line the industry actors, the technology providers, but also the regulatory bodies in one and the same project, ensuring that a swift framework to be developed, which is without compromising on safety. But as Mr. Mahaltora presented, we need to get the cost down, and scaling up is one issue. And utilizing the early market opportunities to scale, to try to test and to develop further is quite essential. And the feedback from this early market deployment project are very crucial to provide future R&D activities. As Mr. Carter was saying before he was overheated, or the laptop was overheated, there are a lot of ongoing projects in Norway, and I'll show you some map of where they are different projects. It's in transport. It's both on land and on land, on sea, but we're also in the metallurgical industry. So this gives us a valuable input in the scaling up. And this is also seen by what we call in Norway the Hydrogen Council, which is an advisory body in Norway. So the continued technology development will be needed if we are going to succeed in a transition into this new system. It was earlier mentioned that there is a gap on education and competence building. We have, since SINTEF, during SINTEF's 75 years, we have been working very closely with industry, with multidisciplinary contract research. But as important as the working with industries is also working with the universities. Because when we work with the co-creation between industry, our research institutes, and universities, will ensure that the educated young people will have the knowledge and the talent for working with industry, or continue research at the university, or research at the RTOs. So this co-creation is essential, because we all need skilled workforce, be it in the industry, be it in the university, or at the research institute. So this is very important to ensure that we require this skilled workforce, because this is SINTEF, 2,000 employees, and half of them holds a PhD, and we have employees, like you see, for 72 countries, and we have 1/3 of women. The universities are our main part where we get those talents to work for us. So it's not by accident that I elaborate on this education and competence building, because it is a shortage, and I think that that the Center of Excellence is a promising instrument for increased collaboration between industry and university. But I also think such a center could be a promising part for a collaboration with India and Norway, and a Center of Excellence might be the building block we need. time is running fast in good company. I hope you've seen that my reflection after being in this business for some time. First, the strategies, ambitions has to be in place. And this high-level event confirms India's commitment. We have seen that this public-private partnership are powerful instruments in bringing technology into the industry and starting as early movers and starting the long journey of development and cost cuts on the technology. And I really look forward to see the next speaker talking about this framework, because we can't continue this journey without a proper framework for the regulations. And I truly believe that India and Norway, I think we are somewhat similar, but also very different. We are 4 million people, so that's a huge difference. But the energy part and the way we can play a role in developing technology from our vast energy resources is the common ground. And I think this center of excellence is a way of providing competence sharing between all the stakeholders in the entire value chain, where we can put industry co-creation, education, and in the end get both skilled workforces and new technology at a price which is affordable. But I think this is a very good way to start. But one lessons learned from the time I've been working with this is we need to increase the pace. So I think India could see what we've done in Europe, but don't look at the pace. Be much more aggressive. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
I thank Eli Aamot for her very impressive presentation, and also thank you for picking up where Mr. Christian Carter got cut off. At least you could bring out some of the points that perhaps he might have wanted to draw our attention to when his laptop overheated. Thank you also for sharing Norway's hydrogen strategy. And I must say it was very impressive to see the vast number of projects being implemented and the menu of future projects and possibilities on which we can cooperate.